So,
So
today we're going to talk to you all about Disneyland Tokyo, what we did, what we ate, what we saw, what we rode, how much fun we had.
it was a blast.
Yep. So, we're going to do a blast from the past now.
A blast from the past.
I don't know, it was a past.
Okay. Well, we just got back like a month ago,
Yes.
so I guess it is in the past at this point.
True.
But it's still fresh in the mind and fresh in the hearts. So So let's get into it.
In order to get into the park early, we did get up at 6 a.m. to be at the parks by 7, wait in line for 2 hours to enter at 9, which was not my favorite, but we did it because I wanted to be able to ride everything, and that we were able to do.
Yeah, we had no problems riding everything. I would say that Disneyland is less busy than Tokyo Disney
Definitely. So you don't necessarily have to get up as early. We probably could have gotten there at 8 and still made it in time. Especially because we went straight to like Adventureland right away when we got in, and there was nobody.
Yeah.
So depending on what you want to ride, I think you're safe to sleep in a little bit longer for this park. So the lineups, again, you stand in line or you sit, you kind of have your breakfast. It's best to pack anything because there is nothing. You can't go into a hotel, you can't, because the stores aren't even open at that time. So you have to bring what you want to drink. You can get those iced coffees in the bottles and just bring them with you in the morning, or you can get something at your hotel. But also you can't walk into a coffee shop anywhere and just get a coffee like you would in America.
Yeah, because we wanted a coffee and you went looking for like 20 minutes and came back with nothing.
Yeah.
I was very excited.
And trust me, I do not like to come back with nothing.
No, yeah, I think she was pretty disappointed, but so was I. So
yeah. In order to get front row, to get right into the park and be able to book those fast passes, as we call them, but they're technically the Premier Pass and the
Premier Access and the Priority Pass.
Yep.
Priority Pass is free. Premier Access, you pay per ride.
Okay. Good thing you remembered that, because I don't.
I could tell.
As soon as you get in, be ready to start swiping to get those free rides first, and then go in and start purchasing rides based on the time. I think it's every hour you can book one. It tells you, it's really convenient. It tells you this is the exact time you can come back and book that next ride, which is helpful too. So we set alarms, and as soon as we could go back in and book, we would stack all our rides so we could do them.
And it seemed like we had no problem at Tokyo Disney Sea or Disneyland getting all the rides we wanted to get, especially with using the Premier Access when you pay for them. I don't think there's actually that many people using that.
Especially if you keep refreshing too, because they do pop up throughout the day. So refresh. Yeah. The characters. So again, we kind of mentioned this in another video. The characters do not allow a lineup. They just kind of mingle around the parks, and they either come up to you and interact, or they just keep on their way. So you can't form a line to get your picture, but if you do hover close, they often come over and interact with you. Especially when you first walk in, because I think we were overwhelmed. They were like Mickey, Minnie, all of those characters were out at the front.
And yeah, it is a little different. Like Main Street is covered, so that's kind of
Main Street was actually really cool walking in. It wasn't what I expected, but they had a marching band at once you walk through it all, so you could start to hear it and get the sounds of Disney as you walk through.
I think they do that in Disney World too and Disneyland. We just never get up that early.
That's a good point.
We're usually not to the parks in Disney World until 1.
Yeah, we're the Disney adults who like to sleep in because we have no kids.
Yeah, sleep in, go to the pool, then go to the park whenever we want. So we have no idea what it's like doing rope dropping there.
Maybe we should do that one day. Maybe not.
I would do it.
No, I wouldn't. You're right.
I want to do from rope drop to after hour event and do all 4 parks in one day. That would be a video.
I sure don't. I sure do not want to do that.
I know you don't.
Maybe for your birthday.
Okay.
But you can't travel when it's snowing.
Yes, gotcha.
Okay, so to get to the park, we took an Uber over. You can take the monorail, which is very convenient. Depending on where you're staying, like it's either 1 stop or 4 stops, because there's 4 different stops on the monorail. So it's up to you. So it's like $4 Canadian in order to get on the train, I believe. You can also buy like a week pass or a couple day pass if you want, and then it's a little bit more economic.
And that kind of surprised me because in Disney World, like the monorail is just free.
That's true.
Buses are free. All that stuff just comes with it. But in Japan, you have to pay every single time, or like you said, get like
the 5-day pass. And the bus won't take you to the parks. The bus will only take you to the monorail if you're staying at one of the hotels.
Still, ideally, the best way to do it is staying at one of the hotels that's attached to the park.
You can just walk straight in. Plus, you get the early hours too.
Yeah, it's only like 20 minutes early, but it's enough time to you'll get in line for a ride and you'll get all the passes you want.
One thing that did happen to us, which was not my favorite, was we caught a rainstorm.
I thought I liked Disney, but I don't think I do.
Oh, this ain't that bad. Kids love it.
And like, not just your normal rainstorm, like a monsoon tsunami came at us, I swear.
It was raining all day and we got there and it was just kind of like sprinkling and it wasn't that bad. But then, yeah, within maybe 2 hours, it was just pouring rain. Like we were soaked all the way through, even wearing
ponchos.
The ponchos.
Which, by the way, were like $18 each Canadian.
Yeah.
So I would recommend getting a rain poncho before you go there. And they're like $3.
And I was surprised it wasn't even that good of a poncho. Like it kind of came down to
here.
here.
Oh, yeah, true. It was like...
And I had a sweater on. So like from here down on my sweater was just completely soaked.
Well...
Living it up at Disney.
You guys, it's cold and wet.
So completely soaked. You look happy, Caitlin.
So wet.
You having a good time?
Well, Japan, you win.
You kicked our butts.
Stuffed animals. This is a whole topic. They are insane for stuffed animals in Tokyo. Instead of like having stores filled with clothes and different things, it's all stuffed animals. And people line up with their stuffed animals. So as we were entering to try to get in for rides, people were going to get their prime spot for the parade.
With like 30 stuffed animals. They put down a blanket, sit down, and set all their stuffed animals up to like watch the parade with them. And it was quite a sight to see.
It was. Like for us, it was very unique. I love that. Like it was so cool to watch.
Like people all by themselves, just with like 10 stuffed animals. Like I think they didn't come with anybody else.
Taking pictures of their stuffed animals on attractions and everything. Like it's a whole culture of stuffed animals.
And like we noticed on the line waiting to get in, there's just people with stuffed animals everywhere. And some of these stuffed animals are like huge and it's a hot day and they're just holding them around all day.
Yeah. And it's not Mickey who's the star at Disneyland Tokyo. It is
Donald Duck.
Like, did we do it good? Or did we not? Anyways, everyone loves Donald Duck. Like people are dressed up in Donald Duck. I saw the cutest little girl. She was like head to toe in Donald Duck dress and little headband. I'll actually push a little. I said push.
Push what?
I meant post.
Okay.
I'll post the photo.
Okay. And yeah, like they have a whole parade that is just around Donald Duck. Like every float is Donald Duck, I think. There's and Donald Daisy, Duck everywhere.
The flower arrangements are Donald Duck.
And the song is something like "We Love Donald Duck."
Yep.
I don't know exactly how it goes because I think it's in Japanese, but it sounded like they're just saying "We love Donald Duck. We love Donald Duck."
We might have just made up that song. Though.
I think we did, but that's just kind of what that's what we were getting from it.
If we did, they're gonna want it.
Yeah, seriously.
We'll take royalties, thank you.
Yeah, please.
And then I'm pretty sure it's like the electric parade, very similar to Disneyland. That's at night. It was beautiful. Everything was lit up. That was kind of cool to see, especially once it was dark. Yeah,
really, really cool. We didn't actually catch the whole show because we were trying to get to some food, but we got to walk along it and see a little bit of it, and it was really, really good.
Now let's get to my favorite topic, the yummy, yummy food.
We didn't actually eat that much food while we were there.
No, we ate way more at Disney Sea.
Yeah, we were a little more conservative.
Yep.
Normally we're just little piggies, but we did a little bit better.
I think because there wasn't as many options though.
And we had that big buffet lunch and everything, which might have filled us up
quite a bit.
So
let's start with that.
Sure, we'll start with that.
The Crystal Palace, which they have this, I believe.
Yeah, they have it in Disney World and Disneyland in the domestic parks. It's really popular in both parks. We've never been to either of them. But we've always kind of wanted to try it. And then we watched a video on the one in Disneyland in Tokyo. And we're like, oh, it looks pretty good. So let's try it out.
It was expensive. I think it was $60 each per person for the lunch. And then it's $90 per person for dinner.
And just so you know, it's the exact same. Because we asked about that. So they don't change anything. It's the exact same food.
I was like, oh, we should totally go back for dinner. This is great. And then
they were like, oh, if it's $90, it's going to have more stuff. Like, no, it's the exact same. So.
Yeah, so maybe they just expect you're going to eat more at dinner.
Yeah, maybe.
Surprise! We got our money's worth.
Yes, we did. As we always do at a buffet.
But yeah, there was lots of options. And they were actually really good, delicious options.
Yeah, everything was really good.
We went back a couple times.
Yeah, we filled our plates
like the shrimp times. With the like kind of creamy sauce.
Yeah, it was like
delicious.
A mayo sauce, which sounds super weird. Shrimp and mayo. I don't know. It sounded strange to me, but it was really good.
And the desserts, they were beautifully crafted and delicious.
Yeah, lots of different options for the desserts, all very good. And I don't know if they do this in the domestic parks at these buffets, But when you walk in, they sit you down and they put a little time on your table. So you only have, I think, an hour and a half, which is plenty of time. But at the same time, we stayed the entire time.
Which we didn't think we were going to. Okay, Matt, we have 3 minutes.
I did not think we would take this much time. How about you?
Because it's nice in here.
I know, it actually is nice.
I'd go back again.
Yeah, definitely. Me too. Highly recommended.
Now they had various flavors of popcorn at this park too, because popcorn is like the big snack that everyone wants. Everyone has their popcorn buckets, except for me. I'm still kind of bitter I didn't get one.
Don't know why you didn't.
I just felt like I couldn't pack it to get it home, but that was stupid. It was
very
stupid.
Because we brought another bag just to take stuff home with.
Yeah.
But whatever. It was full of alcohol at that point.
True. Whiskey.
Yeah.
I don't even drink whiskey. I got the short end of this stick.
Well, Japanese whiskey's good.
Well, good for you. I got no popcorn bucket.
Okay.
So my favorite one, it was called corn potage. Potage?
I think it's potage, yeah.
It tastes like cream corn. It was like you're biting off the corn on the cob, and oh man.
That was my favorite popcorn out of both parks by far.
Yep.
Really, really good.
And then we also tried the caramel, which was okay.
Yeah, caramel's caramel.
It was just normal caramel popcorn, nothing special. And then the honey popcorn. And they tricked us.
Tastes like it smells.
Okay, so like perfume and lotion?
Yeah, it's not good.
Okay.
That's too bad.
Yeah.
What a disappointment.
It actually didn't even smell good. We even said, like, it kind of smells like a lotion that I used to have that was like honey scented. So like, okay, it's got to taste better. We tried it and instantly threw it in the garbage.
Yeah, I think we each had like 4 or 5 bites for like, this is not good. Threw it out. And it sucks because I feel like honey popcorn seems like it should be good and really easy to make good. You just put some honey on some popcorn and it's going to be good.
Yeah, it wasn't good. It was like a fake flavor completely.
It was exciting. It was like outside of the Winnie the Pooh ride and all that. But yeah, total miss.
One of your favorite snacks was the onion potatoes.
To go with my onion potatoes.
Oh.
Which are actually freaking delicious.
They are.
Nice and crispy, lightly deep fried. Soft and pillowy on the inside. Yeah, these were absolutely delicious. I got them every chance I could get them. They were light, crispy, like just this thin layer of like deep fried crispiness with
They're pretty thick actually, Matt.
No, the crispiness of it though was like a thin layer of like deep fried crispiness. I was like, I think he's confused. And they weren't that thick. They were like, I don't know, but they were really good.
So every 10 minutes he's like, I want more potatoes and a beer.
The beer, they went very good with the beer. A little side of potatoes and a beer, couldn't beat it. So I highly recommend those.
Our favorite meal of the whole park is from the China Voyager.
Yes.
And I think we actually just stumbled upon it. I don't even think we saw this on the video we watched before we went.
No, I don't think so either. You were looking up what we should have for dinner, and it looked like it said it was ramen and stuff like that. Yeah, so we're like,
the yummiest ramen, and it had the cutest little egg. I don't know how they do it, but Disney magic, of course.
Yeah.
You can see a little hidden Mickey like when it's cut open, which is cool.
Yeah, and the yolk. The yolk is a hidden Mickey. It's pretty crazy. And yeah, it was so good. And we got there towards the end of the night. Like the park was only open another half an hour.
It was busy.
And there was a huge lineup. We thought we might not even get what we wanted, but we made it just in time and super packed and so good. The ramen was good. We had a noodle bowl, which was really good. Like almost as good as the ramen.
Yeah. It was cold.
Yeah, it was cold. It was seemed kind of strange, but really good. We had some dumplings, which were really good.
And the dumpling sauce was like a traditional dumpling sauce. So it was good and vinegary.
Yes. And then the dessert was that.
It's like a cherry panna cotta. So I think it was like almond flavored as well, but it had little chunks of cherry on it. And I thought that was delicious as well.
Yeah, I would say that was my favorite meal out of both parks. Yeah, it really was. So we wanted it again, but the next day it poured rain on us. And
so at that point I was getting the heck out of there.
Yeah. So.
And then the Mickey waffle.
Yeah, Mickey waffle I think was my second favorite thing, to be honest. And it came with, so it was a huge waffle, like massive Mickey waffle.
And it had, the thing that kind of upset me was it had mango whip on it.
But it was really good.
It was good. I just prefer like a plain whip.
Yeah, I think I like the mango whip more than a plain whip.
And then the ice cream wasn't like regular ice cream. It came in.
Yeah, I noticed I got ice cream twice at the parks, and both times it just came in a little cup. It was like this, something you'd get from like 7-Eleven. So that was disappointing. It should come with like a nice soft serve or something like that. Or
even just a scoop of like,
real ice cream.
Totally.
Yeah, I agree. Something fresh.
But the waffle itself was really good.
Yeah.
And it was fun to watch them make them.
Yeah,
they had the little factory line going.
And like it's a huge waffle and it seems like it's going to be really filling, but it's actually really light and airy on the inside. So it's like crispy on the outside, but light and airy on the inside. So it's actually like not that filling.
Totally. All right, now we're going to talk about the rides. We're going to rate them 1 to 10 for you. 1 means we do not like them. 10 means you must ride them.
Let's start with the first ride we did.
We'll be pretty quick about this because there's actually a lot more rides to get through on this one.
But we'll start with the first ride we did, which I was very excited to get to because we do not have this in America anymore, Splash Mountain.
Your typical Splash Mountain, but with a little added Japanese.
Well, good thing I curled my hair today.
Yeah, it wasn't too bad though. They have a lot of mist on this one, I feel like. When you go down, they spray a bunch of mist at you.
Oh.
So it's like extra wet.
I didn't really
Or you're covering your face, I think.
Yeah. All right.
So. Yes. And it's kind of strange because they do half of it's in like Japanese and half of it's in English. So it's kind of strange, but it was still really cool.
And you get your song and everything about it was great.
One of my favorite rides, 10 out of 10.
Definitely. If you want your picture at the end though, be warned that you can't just go get your picture normally. You can't take a picture of your picture either. You have to fully buy it if you want it because they make a good splash over it so that you can't get it.
You got a decent shot of it, but it's still and it's still not great.
No.
Yeah.
For sure. All right, next ride. You really liked this one, Snow White. I thought it was like not that great and only like a minute.
Yeah, Snow White. I don't know. I thought it was pretty good. Like it's a pretty simple, basic ride, but it's kind of scary. It's kind of spooky.
And it's dark.
It's a dark ride. There's like the creepy witch, and it's more of like a kind of a scary ride.
And now let's talk about a great ride. And this is kind of a must-do for Disneyland Tokyo because they don't have it anywhere else. And it's the Enchanted Tales of Belle. I loved it. I thought it was super cool. I love the music in that movie. It's like you sit in the teacup and it's like you're dancing with them. It's very smooth.
Yeah, it's a very good ride system, very unique, really cool trackless ride system.
And the ride was long too.
Yeah, really long, way longer than I was expecting. And just some really good scenes, some really good Disney magic, some stuff that will shock you. That's done.
We don't like ride spoilers, so we won't say any of them, but some parts I'm just like, wow, how did they do that?
Yeah.
I actually don't know how they did it.
Yeah, I get why it gets such a long wait time.
Then there was Haunted Mansion, which is your typical Haunted Mansion, basically the exact same.
Yeah, I'd say it's like 95% the same. It's not the exact same. But
did they have the hat box?
They did not have the hat box. They don't have like in Disney World that scene where all the stairs are kind of like moving and stuff. They don't have that.
Right.
They didn't have, so some of the scenes are just a little different, but 90% the same. And it's, your typical Haunted Mansion, really fun ride.
Again, some English, some Japanese.
Yeah.
And then Jungle Cruise.
Great ride, similar to the Jungle Cruise in Disney World and Disneyland, but I think it's got a couple different scenes, and they left in all the scenes they took out in America that are
controversial.
Yeah, so I thought it was really good. It was also really interesting, not understanding any of the jokes.
Completely Japanese in this one. So like people on this boat were cackling. They were laughing so hard, and we had no idea what they were talking about. However, like we did pick up on some of the jokes, like the backside of water and stuff like that we knew it was gonna happen.
Yeah.
But it was just like the laughter was infectious because everyone was laughing so hard. The guide must have been doing a bang up job because we were laughing despite not knowing what he was saying. And then the Western Railroad.
Yeah, I love the railroad.
Okay, let me tell you about it. So you kind of go around in a track. It's not like the other parks where you go around the whole park and you can get on, get off where you please. It's just one track, one loop, and you kind of go through some unique parts like the dinosaurs. Like there was animatronics.
Yeah, animatronic dinosaurs. Really cool, actually, really well done. Big dinosaurs, and definitely a little different.
You get to see behind the scenes of like some of the rides too when you're like driving past them. So I don't know. I think it's a great ride. It's kind of boring, I guess, to some, but I love it.
Yeah, I think it's a good way to relax, get away from the crowds, just kind of chill out and enjoy some different views and just have a good time.
Which is kind of like the next one I'm going to mention, which is the steamboat.
Yeah, the riverboat.
Yeah.
I love the riverboat.
Yeah.
I can't believe they're getting rid of it.
Totally. Rest in peace, riverboat.
Big mistake.
Yeah, Cars Land will be great, but again, they could have put it somewhere else. So it's nice that Japan's still going to have it.
Yep.
But you just might have to cross the ocean to go see it. You might have to go across the ocean to see America.
I know, it's so weird. And it's actually pretty cool. Like they have like the American flags all over the boat and everything. Like they actually kept it very similar to what it was in Disneyland and Disney World.
And they have the canoes going around too, which your family did, and they were like, holy crap, you actually have to paddle. So they're like, we came off this exhausted. They're like 10 minutes of paddling.
Yeah, we didn't do the canoes. Yeah. That sounded like too much work for us.
And then we have this on our list. However, I can't remember any recollection of it, and it's Pinocchio. So I don't think it could have been the best ride.
Yeah, I think it's the same ride system as Snow White and Winnie the Pooh and Disney World. Just kind of jerky and, you know,
low budget,
not that good. And I don't really remember it either, so that speaks a lot. I don't think it was a very good one.
No, so I think you can skip that one.
Yeah.
And then Big Thunder Mountain Railroad.
To your typical Big Thunder Mountain Railroad, I think it's pretty much the exact same.
I think so.
But it was awesome. It's fun.
It's good.
It's always thrilling, good time, fun ride.
Definitely not too long of a wait.
Yeah, I think it was like a 15-minute wait pretty much the whole time we were there, 15 minutes to 30 minutes. So you can always just get in the standby line and ride it.
And then Monsters, Inc. I was so excited for this one because, again, they don't have it at any other parks. I enjoyed it. However, it wasn't anything like crazy special. You get a little flashlight and you can shine it at like the targets, and then it makes a dinging noise when you get it, which was thrilling in a sense, but you don't get to, like, they're not tallying up points or anything. So it's kind of like, why am I trying to shoot all these things when I don't get a point for it?
Yeah, I thought like it was cool to check out because we don't have this ride anywhere else. It's the only place you can do it. It is okay, but I mean, I could take it or leave it. The flashlight part I did for like the first minute and then put it down. I was just like, I just kind of want to enjoy the animatronics and the scenes and stuff, but even then it was just okay.
Star Tours.
I love Star Tours. Same Star Tours as you get anywhere else.
Except in Japanese.
Except in Japanese,
the whole thing was Japanese, I think.
Yes, it was. But tons of fun and no wait as per every other park, and yeah, good time.
And it's a small world.
Stop.
I'm the one who always cuts you. No, he likes to sing everything, and I have to cut him, so he's just waiting for this.
It's a small world.
Okay, now cut. What'd you think of it?
It's a small world.
Matt, what'd you think of it?
I like it. Pretty much very similar to the ones.
It's
in
not
the
very
domestic
similar
parks.
at all.
It's very similar, except there's a small minor difference that does make a big difference.
It's Groot. So it's a small world starring Groot.
Yeah, there's Groot almost. I think every scene has Groot hidden somewhere. And then also you'll find like Moana and Cinderella.
So they're like the small world characters, except you can tell that they're themed towards the movie, which is cool.
Yeah.
And then at one point, even in the ride, it was like electronic, and it was like a rock band doing It's a Small World.
I think it was supposed to be kind of like the Guardians of the Galaxy.
Oh, okay,
because that's like rock music
or
or whatever. And I think there was Groot and the other guy from Guardians of the Galaxy and all that. So apparently some people don't like it because they want It's a Small World to just be like authentic, kind of like the ones in the States. But I thought it was
cool because it was like you're looking for little hidden Easter eggs.
Yeah, it was a unique twist, and it kind of gave you something to like look out for each scene. And
But what did you think about the clock, Matt?
there's this stupid clock that says tick, tick.
Matt's like, if I had to work at this ride, I would kill somebody.
Tick, tick.
Yeah, so Matt didn't like that.
No.
But it was okay.
Like, I feel like they could have done the tick like for 10 seconds every like minute or two, not just constantly this tick. So yeah, that was kind of annoying. And
then you don't necessarily walk through this ride, but you can go up into Cinderella's Castle, which is cool, but not the best.
Yeah.
So you have to wait like 20 minutes to get on this elevator, and then it takes you up.
Yeah, I was like excited to do it. I thought it was going to be pretty cool. Just
beautiful chandeliers. You can see Cinderella's glass slipper, and then a cool little, just like the throne you can sit on. Yeah. So there's like aspects of it, which is neat. And it's kind of a must do because you can't do it in the parks in America, but not a lot really to do.
Yeah, no, it was cool to check out. It took longer than I was hoping it would have. A little boring, but still worth checking out.
It's kind of like walking through Mickey and Minnie's homes, which you can also do at Disney Tokyo, which you can also do at Disneyland, like in Toontown. So it was cool to just see and walk through, but again, nothing crazy.
Yeah, nothing too spectacular.
And then there was a couple rides we didn't get to do, and that one was Pooh's Honey Hunt because it was closed, and I was kind of devastated about that
Yeah.
because it's another ride that we don't have anywhere else.
And I've heard it's amazing.
Yeah. And then Pirates of the Caribbean, which I wanted to see in Japanese. And then there's also Space Mountain, but that one's just closed right now.
Yeah, they're doing like a huge refurb. They're basically changing the entire thing. But if those three would have been open, it would have been cool.
Yeah,
but
for sure.
Yeah, you can't get everything you
want.
want.
Then one ride we didn't ride because it was like a 40-minute wait for something that I don't think that's great, which is Baymax. So it's similar to Alien Swirling Saucers, basically same ride track, except Baymax themed. And then the Japanese people love Baymax, like merch everywhere, lots of theming behind it. What was the best part about the Baymax ride?
So
that we didn't do.
I guess Baymax is so popular, and at night it turns into like a party. And so we were walking by it, like kind of right as it was about to get dark, and there was these two guys in matching shirts and matching hats, and they were just standing along the rail or whatever, like looking into the ride. And with each ride, like each time the ride goes, there's a new song. I think there's like 5 different songs that it filters through.
They knew every song.
They knew every song, and they had a specific synchronized dance. Yeah, it was super cool, fun to watch. We didn't ride the ride, but other than that, yeah, it was pretty cool.
So what were your overall thoughts on Disneyland Tokyo?
I thought it was awesome, very similar to the parks in the United States. So if you only have 1 or 2 days, I would spend both days at Tokyo Disney Sea.
I would still do 1 and 1.
Would you?
Yep.
Okay, yeah, I would do them both at Tokyo Disney Sea because that is just so much different.
The theming's way better if you can only do 1 day Disney Sea, but if you have 2 days, I would do them both because they're very different. And seeing everything Donald Duck was actually really cool. It's just the whole culture behind the stuffed animals and how people, like, they're like their children. So,
yeah, and I guess you didn't actually see that at Disney Sea.
No.
People didn't bring all their stuffed animals and everything. But at Disneyland, tons of people brought stuffed animals. People just lining up for this parade hours in advance to get the best spot with their animals. So yeah, that was pretty cool to see.
So yeah, we were happy. We would absolutely go back. But again, Disney Sea is what stole our heart. But Disneyland Tokyo is pretty good too.
Yeah, it was awesome.
All right.
All right, cool.
Hope you enjoyed. Like, subscribe, all that stuff, you know? Do it.
Yeah. Hope you enjoyed.
I already said that.
Okay.